And a good Monday afternoon, everybody. I hope you all had a happy and wonderful Thanksgiving. This is Bethea'S Byte Reloaded, the true crime and drama-free destination. I'm Ernest Bethea, the last outlaw. So good to have everybody here joining me. And like I said in the community post and in promoting today's video, I'm just getting over my turkey hangover myself. But I've got so much over the last week to get through, and some other things I want to cover here as well. How you doing, Mo? Good to see you. All right. Okay. Let me start off first. As I said, I have a personal health update for you. Last week, I went ahead, did some lab work because I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow with my doctor that's helping me take care of my type 2 diabetes diagnosis. Oh, you're ready to catch up too because you're behind? Oh, trust me, I've got a lot to catch you up on. Believe me. Anyway, so I went ahead, I got those labs done, and my A1C has dropped to a nice solid 5.6. Now, if I'm playing my cards right, this could very well be the point where my doctor may start taking me off certain medications. Trust me, that could be a good thing. So I'm gonna have to wait and see tomorrow, see what happens then. All right. But like I said, I'm doing a lot better from what I was a couple of years ago, where I should have been dead from where I was. And let's just say that my vow to never drink Mountain Dew again, it's still intact. Take that and do with it as you want. Okay, next on my docket list, I said that I owe a fellow creator an apology. Now, I don't know whether this person will get to see this or hear this, but I'm gonna put this out now. I was going over my archives and I ran into one of my rants, and I happened to run up on a rant in which I've pretty much started many times. It was about bullies in the YouTube true crime community. And everybody knows my signature line. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a bully. Now, first off, I want to say that I lumped this person in with somebody absolutely notorious on these YouTube streets. Then that person ends up showing me just how wrong I was. About a few months ago, this person was literally out there. He put himself out there covering a case in which a wanted fugitive was on the run. This person was on the run for a good couple of weeks, and he was out there. He was making sure we had the whole thing covered, and he was willing to risk life and limb in order to cover that story. And if I do say so myself, he did a bang up job. So I, Ernest Bethea, the last outlaw, am extending my apology to JLR and JLR Investigates. The rant I put out, lumping you in with a certain someone who I will keep that name out of my mouth, because if I say it, it's going to set me off, and I don't want to do that today. But lumping you in with this person, I was wrong for. I like what you're doing, and I pray that you keep up the good work. Yeah, Mo's saying the same thing. I gotta give him props too. Ooh, yeah, you're right. Give that man his flowers while he can do it, because he absolutely deserved it. He absolutely deserved it. And what he didn't deserve was me lumping him with the creator whose name I will not utter. All right. Now, before I begin anything, let me go ahead for everybody else that happens to come in. I will drop in my welcome. That's the first thing. And you're going to get this hit on YouTube and on Facebook if you're joining me there. From, let's see. And please, in the words of dang, what's my man's name? Named Chris Tucker. Tell your friends about me. All right. I'm gonna stop right there. I don't know if I'm gonna have any video to put up, but if I do, I'll use the disclaimer and all the trigger warnings and everything else as I go through. Right now, I want to play catch up with stories that I've had last week that I wanted to get to. I was just in turkey hangover mode, or else this bite would have been done Saturday. I am going to begin with this story right here. This was on the 20th. If I can get my date right, yeah, that was last Monday when I had it set up. Okay. And you can you can follow along with me as well. There we go. All right. Let's get this thing going. Now I copied this down and set this up for as of last Monday. Monday, 2 charged with murder after a missing 4-year-old was found dead. 2 people have been arrested and charged with murder after a missing 4-year-old was found dead in Whitley County, Kentucky. According to the Whitley County Sheriff's Office, 24-year-old Brittany Slaughter on your left and 34-year-old Adam Hayes were taken into custody after a body believed to be 4-year-old Chloe Darnell was recovered. Slaughter and Hayes were both charged with murder, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with physical evidence. The body has been sent to the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort for an autopsy. Whitley County Sheriff Bill Elliott, no relation to the race car driver, said there's nothing that could be more tragic in my mind than the death of this child. The senseless death of this child, Elliott said that his investigators got the case earlier this week. He said family members told them they hadn't seen 4-year-old Chloe Darnell since September. From what I understand, it's like every time they would ask where Chloe was, she was here or she was there, he said. The family came to authorities that week and Elliott said Brittany Slaughter, who had custody of Chloe, was considered missing. He said they found her the night prior. From there, he said they got information that led them deep into the forests of Whitney County. There's a cemetery in the Daniel Boone National Forest called Ridner Cemetery, and it was just out. They had went to that cemetery and went into the wood line from that cemetery, Elliott said. That's where he said they found 4-year-old Chloe's body in a shallow grave. Now, family members are raising money to give Chloe a proper burial. I made the comment that we're going to bring this child home one way or the other. Of course, we wanted to bring the child home alive, but I'll just be honest with you. From early on in the investigation, it didn't look like that was going to happen. All right, so guys, let's see. Mo says you went to high school 10 minutes from where they found her. Oh my God! 30. You live 30 minutes away now. And this is information from you that I did not see coming. I appreciate you for sharing that. And as for Slaughter and as for both Slaughter and Hayes, I hope they get what's coming to them for all that they're being charged with. I hope they get what's coming to them. Chloe, all kids, Chloe Darnell deserves justice. And hopefully she'll get it in the form of guilty verdicts, putting both Slaughter and Hayes behind bars for good. Let's see, yeah, I would love to get that information. Why would they give a 24-year-old custody of a 4-year-old? Oh, you're thinking she's the aunt? Still, it's like you're saying. Why would they give a 24-year-old a custody of a 4-year-old? Oh, that 24-year-old is nothing more than a baby herself. Which is why I can relate to what you said. Okay. Moving right along here. If I can Oh, okay. All right, let me see if All right, let me set up for the next. Oh, she has. Wow. Hold on. 7 others. Interesting development. Interesting development. I'm with you. I hope they're in good hands too. Real good hands. Hands that'll actually care for them. All right, moving on to a case that I've seen recently on court TV, the deadly cop chokehold trial, the case of Wisconsin versus Michael Mattioli. We can file this one under justice served, and I'm saying that with a question mark. After hours of deliberation, a jury acquitted former Milwaukee police officer on homicide charges in the death of a man at his home. Michael Mattioli was charged with first-degree reckless homicide in the death of Joel Acevedo, who died in the suspect's home. According to court documents obtained by Scripps News Milwaukee, Mattioli had hosted a party at his home, which Acevedo had attended. Mattioli woke up following the party and he saw Acevedo going through his belongings. Believing he was being robbed, he called 911 and restrained Acevedo in a chokehold. Acevedo was unable to breathe and died in a hospital 6 days later. Mattioli's defense pointed to the victim's alleged history of drug use and medical conditions as the cause of his death, and argued that the client had been acting in self-defense when he held Acevedo in a chokehold. A friend of Mattioli's, who was also in the house, testified that Acevedo had attacked them. Mattioli took the stand in his own defense, telling the jury, "I didn't feel the need to hurt him. I just wanted to hold him until police arrived." In a statement following the verdict, the Acevedo family attorney, Biavri Lamar, said, "While the verdict is disheartening, it does not diminish our determination. It instead reinforces our commitment to seeking justice. The fact that Milwaukee Police Department's former officer Michael Mattioli was charged in a system where such accountability is rare marks a significant step forward. Our attention now turns to the impending civil lawsuit, where we contend that the admissions of an intoxicated officer, while not enough for a criminal conviction, unequivocally points to a violation of Joel's constitutional rights. Our fight goes far beyond Joel. It is a quest to uphold the rights and dignity of all individuals." Now, I'll say this: it is a rarity when police take a life and they're held accountable for it. I'll talk about a certain someone in a little bit, but yes, it is rare. But I didn't get to see the entire trial in full, but I've seen a lot of self-defense talk from it, and there are ways to hold a possible suspect until police arrive, even if you are police yourself and you're not on duty. There's ways of doing so. I just hope I'm just hoping justice can be achieved in some way. If not criminal, which we just found out, hope maybe in civil court. Maybe monetary damages can be sought, and monetary damages can be sought and awarded. That we'll just have to wait for and C. All right, next up. Okay, this one is taken from People Magazine. Oh, and by the way, I want to let everyone know that unless I say different, a lot of the articles that I bring before you is come from either Court TV, your front row seat to justice, or the Law and Crime Network. Now that let me make sure I got those straightened out. In fact, that's what I want to. That's what I'm gonna start adding from now on. The whatever articles I read, unless stated otherwise, are either from Court TV, your front row seat to justice, or Law and Crime Network. This article from People Magazine. Restaurant owners arrested after repeatedly shooting a teen who tried to steal a tip jar. Ooh, wow. A restaurant owner has been arrested and charged with aggravated assault after shooting a teenager who attempted to steal a tip jar, according to police. Muhammad Hamdan, 39 years of age, was arrested after he fired multiple shots at a 15-year-old male who entered his restaurant in Stowe Township, Pennsylvania. That's according to Allegheny County Police Department. The teenager was seen in surveillance footage entering the establishment and giving his order to Hamdan at the counter. He then reached over and grabbed a tip jar before he turned around and walked to the exit. Hamdan then allegedly reached for his pistol and fired at least 3 rounds at the teenager. Now, this is just stock footage. This is not from the actual incident. Authorities were notified of the shooting at approximately 10 o'clock that Saturday. Not this past Saturday, but last. Those initial calls were followed up with a call from a teenager's mom, who said her son had been shot several times, according to the police report and outlet WTAE. The outlet citing authorities reported that the teen had 2 gunshot wounds in his right forearm and 1 in his right shoulder blade that fractured a bone. He was sent to UPMC Children's Hospital for his injuries. He's listed in stable condition. After reviewing surveillance recordings and speaking with witnesses, detectives found no evidence to suggest the male was armed or threatened Hamdan at any time, according to the police statement. Detectives consulted with the district attorney's office, who approved charging Hamdan with aggravated assault. Hamdan was taken into custody and is being held in the Allegheny County Jail pending his preliminary arraignment. Hamdan informed investigators following the incident that the teenager had come into his restaurant with his brother earlier on, causing him to expect them to try and to steal from him, according to the report and WTAE. An investigation is now ongoing. Hamdan has since been released following his arrest on a non-monetary bail, according to CBS News. He now awaits a preliminary hearing, which will take place on December 5th. People Magazine was not immediately able to reach an attorney for him. Let's see. Mo says, I haven't heard that one. Lethal force should never be used for theft, in my opinion, and especially when the perp is leaving. I agree. I agree to that point. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe to the old adage that 2 wrongs don't make a right. Now, if this young man was stealing from him, yeah, call the cops. Give them an accurate description of what the young man looked like, and let the police handle it from there. Yeah, but like most said, lethal force should never be used for theft. I'll update this find out what the what the arraignment charges will be officially, and we'll go from there. Oh, speaking of we're talking. I just made mention of court. I just remind myself. I'm gonna remind you guys. Wednesday of this week, your boy, the last outlaw, has been summoned for jury duty. I kid you not. At least I'm being for the at least I'm at this point in my life, I'm actually considered for jury duty. I'll give you an update to see how that goes. All right. Next up. Oh, this one. Ohio. All right. Yes, I will keep you updated. That's my promise. Okay. An Ohio 17-year-old gave her adult boyfriend 5 hours to kill his own mother, and then when he didn't get the job done, she did it herself. This is coming from People Magazine. Caitlin Coombs, the young lady on the right side of your screen, allegedly bludgeoned her new to country. Let me try this again before I get tongue tied again. Caitlin Coombs, the young lady on the right side of your screen, allegedly bludgeoned the mother of her boyfriend. This is on the left side of your screen. Mother's name is Nicole Jones. She gave him 5 hours to kill his mother. He didn't get it done. So she decided, if you want something done, you got to do it yourself. So she bludgeoned his mother with a rock before fleeing to Mexico with this man. And I say man because she's 17, he was 33 at the time. Here's the article. An Ohio teen is accused of murdering her 33-year-old boyfriend's mother after giving him an ultimatum to kill the Toledo woman and then fled with him to Mexico, according to authorities. A judge ruled that Caitlin Coombs, 17, of Canton, will be tried as an adult in the murder of 53-year-old Nicole Jones. She's charged with aggravated murder, tampering with evidence, and abuse of a corpse. Coombs was, quote, bound over to the grand jury for further proceedings on last Friday. That's according to the Lucas County Prosecutor's Office. Coombs went missing on April 11th from the foster home where she was living and moved in with Jonathan Jones, who had been convicted in March because of his relationship with her when she was only 15. And this is coming from ABC 13, News 19, and the Sentinel Tribune reports. After Coombs moved in with Jonathan, she allegedly told him to kill his mother because she thought the woman disapproved of her and was interfering in their relationship. And that's according to News 19. Caitlin had told Jonathan that they needed to do something about his mother because she was preventing them from being together, and she gave him 5 hours to do something about her. And at one point in the interview, she even mentioned killing her. That's according to Sylvania Township Police Department Detective Jake Albright, according to a report from News 19. When Jonathan allegedly failed to kill his mother, Coles decided to murder the woman herself prosecutors claim. Coons went outside and retrieved the rock, Andy Lastra alleged. When Nicole Jones was standing in front of the refrigerator in the kitchen, unaware of Caitlin's presence, she bludgeoned Nicole Jones a number of times and strangled her. Jonathan was allegedly sitting in the living room when Coons killed his mother, prosecutors said. Jonathan helped Coons allegedly dispose of his mother's body by throwing the corpse into a dumpster at an apartment complex that was taken to a landfill. Coons and Jonathan then fled to Mexico, according to the U.S. Marshal Service. During the trip to Mexico, Coons allegedly confessed to killing Nicole. Assistant prosecuting attorney Patty Wardrop told ABC 13. While she's on the road, she calls a caseworker to inform that she's done something terrible. Authorities immediately went to Nicole's home. What they find matches almost exactly what she's explained as the crime as it occurred. On May 8th, the U.S. Marshal Service's Missing Child Unit apprehended Jonathan in Mexico. Jonathan reportedly failed to disarm the GPS tracking device he was wearing after his conviction in March, which helped authorities find him. Coons was with him at that moment. In March, Jonathan pled guilty to endangering children and attempting to commit pandering obscenity involving a minor. Wood County Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Spittler claimed Jonathan had sex with Coons at a Super 8 motel when she was 15 or 16 and in the custody of Child Services, and was accused of taking pictures of them having sex, which he planned to pander, according to the Central Tribune. Jonathan is also facing charges in connection with his mother's murder. It is unclear whether he has retained an attorney who can speak on his behalf. Coons' attorney did not immediately respond to People Magazine's request for comment. Yeah, his own mother. Why didn't they just run away? They did. They did. The only problem was he was like I read in the article, he was unable to distance himself from the GPS tracking device that he had on him. That's how the Marshal Service was able to find them. Yeah, he's an adult and didn't have to tell anyone anything. That's also true, but the young lady that was with him wasn't. So which is also another reason why she is being charged as an adult. Oh, not going to juvenile court. This is an adult matter. I will be sure to update you as much as I can on that story as well. Next on the docket, how about one I know we've all been following? Chad Doerman. I've got 2 articles on that. I'm going to start with the motion hearing. This is courtesy of Fox 19 WXIX in Cincinnati. Chad Doerman, the Clermont County father charged with murdering his 3 sons, was briefly in court on last Monday for a motion hearing. A series of defense motions were discussed in court, but no decisions were made in the case. 32-year-old Doerman is accused of killing 7-year-old Clayton, 4-year-old Hunter, and 3-year-old Chase at their Monroe Township home on June 15th. He confessed to planning and carrying out the deaths of his boys for several months before shooting them at their home, according to court records and prosecutors. The boy's mother, age 34, was also shot in her hand. And there's our defendant, the baddest dad in the land, and I mean that. And look at these three precious babies. Prosecutors said, and the Claremont County Sheriff's Office have yet to reveal the motive in the case. Dorman was indicted earlier this year on nine counts of aggravated murder and other charges of kidnapping and felonious assault in a total 21 count indictment handed down on June 22nd. The case is scheduled for a jury trial on July 8th of 2024. The trial is expected to take about a month. If Dorman is found guilty of the aggravated murder charges, he could face the death penalty, according to Claremont County Prosecutor Mark Tekluve. This is a death penalty case, and my goal is to have this man executed for slaughtering these three little boys, Tekluve said in June. The deaths of Clayton, Hunter, and Chase hit the community hard. More than 5 months after their deaths, the New Richmond and Monroe Township community continues to support the boys' surviving mother and older sister. Eagle Scout Carson Corbin with Troop 135 at St. Veronica's is giving back to the community with a project at the local ball field that he says will keep the players safe. We built roofs over the dugouts mainly so that a team is having a game over here. The players can sit under them and don't have to worry about a foul ball, explained Corbin. New Richmond Youth Sports said both Clayton and Hunter Dorman played baseball on these fields. They just had a ball at the ball field, so they spent a lot of time up here, said President Kristen Bennett. There is one baseball field in particular that the brothers spent a lot of time on. Field number 4 is the field that we are dedicating to Clayton, Chase, and Hunter, so it's going to be CCH Field, said Bennett. There is a lot more work to be done on field number 4 behind Monroe Elementary. Bennett said that to honor the Dorman boys, they will put up jerseys for the 3 boys on the home run fence. Other plans include erecting a flagpole, planting 3 trees, and setting up a memorial bench. They hope to vinyl wrap the dugouts to include photos of Clayton, Hunter, and Chase to make it a true memorial field, hopefully before the start of the next baseball season. In an update on that, Chad Dorman is asking for felons to be allowed on the jury. The father accused of executing his 3 sons in the front yard appeared in court on last Monday for a motions hearing, where the judge revealed that there are more than 30 pending motions in the case. Chad Dorman has pled guilty to murdering his sons ages 3, 4, and 7, despite his arrest sitting next to a rifle and later allegedly admitting to police that he killed the children. Dorman faces a potential death sentence if convicted of the murders. Dorman appeared at last Monday's hearing wearing a blue collared shirt and khaki pants, as Judge Richard Ferenick acknowledged from the bench that he had granted a defense motion to allow the defendant to appear in civilian clothes. I'm gonna stop. Let me stop right there for a split second, and go ahead and say this. If I were the judge, that would be a motion I would deny. This man is accused of murdering his 3 sons. He's been behind bars all this time, and he wants to come in and dress like he's just coming in for a business meeting. Now I could see that if he was had he been out on bail, which I don't believe he deserved anyway. But still, after the shocking number that he was hit with, yeah. Anyway, put bail. I'm still talking about bail. I'm talking about the fact that the judge granted him permission to wear civilian clothes. Nah, I wouldn't have done that. While Dorwin was shackled in court, Frank, if I'm pronouncing his name right, appeared poised to grant a separate defense motion to allow him to appear in court unrestrained. I wouldn't have done that either. I would not have done that either because this guy is dangerous. He's got a dangerous mind. This guy even admitted that he planned for several months to kill all three of his sons. If you were to grant a motion to have him unrestrained, who knows? This guy's liable to, with his bare hands, take out his attorney, the prosecuting attorney, the court clerk, a bailiff, and you, Your Honor. But I'm just saying, I'm just stating my opinion. The judge said, I've been advised, and I've so advised counsel that Mr. Dorman has not been disruptive in any fashion at the county jail and has not caused any problems. He's been in my courtroom twice and has been very compliant, and that will weigh into the methods of restraints that I will consider at issue at this point in time. Frank has reserved ruling on this issue, as well as the more than 30 other motions currently pending in the case. Among those motions discussed in court were requests by the defense to exclude some photographs from the trial. The defense acknowledged their motion was unspecific and may be premature, but said they wanted to plant the fence post in the capital crimes record. Hamilton County Prosecutor Mike Allen told the Cincinnati Enquirer that among the motions filed by the defense was one he had never seen. The motion requested that the jury pool be allowed to include, quote, convicted felons who have served their sentences, end quote. Allen told the newspaper the thought must be that if you've been convicted by a jury and served time, you might be sympathetic to a defendant. Even I can agree to that. I totally can agree to that one. As far as I know. Oh my God, Kit, it's good to see you here. Anyway, as I started to say, if you were to put convicted felons on a jury, it's almost natural for them to be sympathetic to a defendant. However, yeah, come on. Hey, I'm glad to have you here. As I start, what was I? Oh yeah, it's easy to assume that a convicted felon in a jury would be sympathetic to a defendant on trial. However, you got to understand what this man is being charged with. 9 counts. That's 3 times 3, ladies and gentlemen. 9 counts of aggravated murder amongst everything else in a total 21 count indictment. So, would you really want to put one convicted felon, let alone a host of convicted felons on a 12-person jury? I wouldn't. Oh, who is this? We're talking about the Chad Dorman case. I'm playing catch up on everything I wanted to do but didn't do this past weekend. Seriously, guys. The last thing I would want to do is have a defendant being set free because of, I'm just throwing a random number out there, 3 convicted felons on a jury. And when I say set free, I'm talking about with 3 convicted felons, I wouldn't want to take the chance of 3 not guilty verdicts, 9 guilty verdicts. Judge says, go back and deliberate all over again. It comes right back. 9-3 or worse. 8-4. 7-5. 6-6. It all ends the same way. A hung jury. Which could likely lead to a mistrial. Which means Dorman is set free, or worse, they decide to go through the whole process all over again. When is the trial? It is set for... Wait, let me pull that back up real quick. Let's see. That trial is set for... As my friend Brittany would say, hold please. Oh, there it is. July 8th, 2024. It is expected to last a month. July 8th, 2024, and it is expected to last a good month. Yeah, that's a good ways away. Summertime, and everybody knows Bethea'S Byte Reloaded. After this past summer, it's all about the summer of justice. All right, moving on to the next article. Oh yes, this one is from People Magazine, and this one, unlike an earlier story I did where I said justice served and I can put a question mark at the end of it. This one I can say justice served and put an exclamation point on it. Monster disguised by smiles and giggles. Nanny sentenced to more than... Let me share this with you because I want you to see that this is no typographical error in what you're about to see in the headline. This monster has been sentenced to 705 years for molesting 16 boys. This is Matthew Antonio Zarzewski. He's 34 years of age and convicted of 34 felonies. He is done. Stick a fork in this guy. Pretty much, Lady Outlaw. 705 years? This man will not see the light of day. Let me break this down with this article, courtesy of our good friends at People Magazine. A male nanny convicted of SAing 16 boys under his care and showing another child SA material was sentenced to 705 years to life in prison plus 2 additional years. Time out. He's sentenced to 705 years to life in prison. 705 years? He's not going to see the light of day. You might as well just go on and say life. Babe, 705 years. His luck has run out the moment the judge said 705 years. Plus, they tacked on an additional 2 additional years. Woo. Like one of my favorite wrestlers would say, sorry about your damn luck. Matthew Antonio Zakrzewski, who worked for multiple families across Southern California, was convicted of 34 felonies, including 27 counts of lewd and lascivious acts with a minor under the age of 14, according to a press release from the Orange County District Attorney's Office. Zakrzewski was arrested after deplaning an international flight in 2019 after a couple told Laguna Beach police he had inappropriately touched their son. Through their investigation, police determined that Zakrzewski had abused multiple boys from January 1st, 2014 to May 17th, 2019. The nanny, wink, wink, yuck, yuck, abused boys between the ages of 2 and 12 and would often film the abuse. This is a case of shattered innocent and precious childhoods that were robbed from 17 little boys, said District Attorney Todd Spitzer in a statement. These children will never know the people they were truly intended to be because their childhoods were suddenly and inexplicably interrupted, not by a wolf at the door, but by a predator masquerading as a godsend. Children are not born knowing how to lie, but this master manipulator taught these very young children to lie and to keep secrets from their own parents, the statement continued. The sexual exploitation of children is meant to destroy the smallest of souls, and this monster, disguised by smiles and giggles, engaged in the most horrific and calculated manipulation to ensure he would continue to have unfettered access to what these parents cherish the most, their children. Zakrzewski marketed his caretaking services on his website, where he called himself, quote, the original sitter buddy, end quote, and characterized himself as a nanny. He offered a variety of services, including big brother relationships, mentoring, and overnight and vacation babysitting. During his sentencing, parents of the victims read impact statements, including the mother of a 2-year-old who she said was heartbroken she would never get to meet who her son should have been had he not been subjected to the trauma of SA. Now for a couple of PSAs. If you or someone you know has been a victim of SA, no, let me do this right, because this is a public service announcement. If you or someone you know has been a victim of sexual abuse, text the word strength, STRENGHT, to the crisis text line at 741-741 to be connected to a certified crisis counselor. Also, if you suspect child abuse, you are asked to call the Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline at 1-800-4A-CHILD. That's 1-800-422-4453, or go to www.childhelp.org. All calls are toll-free and confidential. Both of these hotlines are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and available in more than 170 languages. My goodness, I'm in the midst of an article, and I got nothing but comments about this. Let's see. Kit said this is sick. Absolutely. Baby Kisses came in the house. How you doing, Baby Kisses? Now I can. What a loser. Yeah. Screwed up in lives. Yeah. He's gonna be taken out. Watch and see. That's exactly what my wife was just saying. If this guy is lucky, he will survive about, let's see. Lady Outlaw. This guy is 34 years of age and sentenced to let's call it 707 years behind bars. But this guy's only 34. If he's lucky enough, huh? No, I'm not. No, he's not that lucky. There's no chance of parole on this. If he's lucky to survive behind bars, about what age do you think he'll reach before?
He's 30 now.
34. You think he's not going to last that long?
So he's 41 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he'll last.
Well then, yeah. Somebody else is jumping in on that. Baby Kisser says he hope he is taken out. He wants a 2-year-old sick freak. Yeah. And Baby Kisser says he'll probably survive until he's about 80 if his fellow inmates keep their hands off of him. That's a huge if, and I can hear my dad talking right now. If a bullfrog had a square behind, just saying. Well, all I can say is this for this guy. Good luck. You're gonna need every last bit of it. Oh my God. Next. Oh. Let me if I can, ladies and gentlemen, I want to do a little let's see. Kid's saying he'll be in protective custody. I'm hoping not. He'll be in a minimum security with all the other pedophiles. And that's something else I'm hoping you're wrong about too, kid. Right now, I'm gonna go like this. Do my best NBA impersonation. Derek Chauvin is at the top of the key. He shoots the appeal for 3. Rejected. Rejected indeed. Now, why am I saying this? Let me bring up the article. Last Monday, the Supreme Court rejected former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin's appeal of his conviction for second-degree murder in the killing of George Floyd. The justices did not comment on leaving in place state court rulings affirming Chauvin's conviction and 22.5-year sentence. Chauvin's lawyers argued that their client was denied a fair trial in 2021 because of pre-trial publicity and concerns for violence in the event of an acquittal. And as I look at that face, all I can say is, "Oh, that's too bad." Here's the world's smallest violin playing for you. Floyd, who was black, died on May 25th, 2020, after Chauvin, who was white, pressed a knee on his neck for 9.5 minutes on the street outside of a convenience store where Floyd allegedly tried to pass a counterfeit $20 bill. And I use the word allegedly because we'll never know. We'll never know. George Floyd will never stand trial for that. He's never been arraigned for that. He's never been booked for that. Why? Derek Chauvin, that's why. Anyway, a bystander video captured Floyd's fading cries of "I can't breathe." Floyd's death touched off protests worldwide, some of which turned violent and forced a national reckoning with police brutality and racism that is still playing out. Chauvin is separately appealing his conviction on federal civil rights charges. And let's see. Here they are trying to say he actually died from fentanyl. What BS? Oh, baby kisses. You talk about somebody in agreements with you. I watched. Let's see. Kit cried watching it and said she could only watch it once. I've seen the video myself, and what brought me to tears was Floyd calling out for his mom, and that hurt. That hurt my soul. That hurt my soul. 22.5 years. As far as I'm concerned, Derek Chauvin, he's lucky he got that. It could have been a heck of a lot worse. All right, let's see what else I got on the docket because I got a long docket. Uh-oh. One more for the Justice Serve file coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Hold, please. All right, here we go. They have a big section dedicated to black artists in Minneapolis now. That's good. That's good. Well, I'm gonna go ahead. I want to say this before I move on. This has this case has nothing to do with the politics of the whole thing. The whole thing is about justice. It's about police brutality and when to draw the line. And if they really want to get into it, let me go ahead and help you out a little bit. Look at my face. This is not a weapon. In fact, everybody walking God's green earth, I can bet there's a lot of pain in it. I can bet there's a lot of pain in it. This is not a weapon. But I can tell you, everybody, no matter what their skin color is, has the same walking weapon. It can be used as a weapon to hurt. It can be used as a weapon to heal. Everybody was born with one. I can go ahead and show you mine right now. One of my favorite verses of scripture says that death and life is in the power of the tongue. That's the weapon. Thank you, baby kisses. Yeah, and Derek Chauvin. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that strongly. He is a clown. All right, moving onward. Let me bring the next story to you. This one, like I said, this one, justice served. An Ohio man gets life in prison for rape for YouTube. Sometimes I can't stand you. I really can't stand YouTube sometimes. Ohio man gets life in prison for R-ing children at his home daycare. Ohio man who R-ed and filmed children changing into their swimsuits at his home daycare will spend the rest of his life behind bars. Good. A Summit County Court of Common Pleas judge sentenced Bill Lupica, age 72, to life in prison. Doesn't he look pitiful? Lupica sat stone cold face in court on last Tuesday. He never looked at the gallery full of tearful and angry parents. One after another, the parents shared their disgust for the man they once considered family. Quoting one parent, "We got to know you, or at least we thought we did. We don't know you other than the fact that you are a monster, a devil." Macedonia police arrested Lupica in May of 2022. Lupica was later indicted on a slew of charges related to abusing children under 5 years old at his home daycare. He was expected to take a plea deal this past September, but prosecutors say he backed out and they were planning to move forward with a trial. A week later in October, Lupica then pleaded guilty to multiple counts, including R and gross sexual imposition, as well as numerous counts related to having images of children involved in various sex acts. Images authorities say he shot himself. He collected it like a library, says Summit County Assistant Prosecutor John Boemel. He said Lupica also used a hidden camera to film young girls changing into swimsuits before they used the pool at his home. The kids and these teenagers to dress and undress to get into their swimming suit. The defendant, knowing this and having these kids change in his master bedroom. Some of the children appeared in court at the sentencing. The prosecutor's office brought in their emotional support dog, Adam, to sit with them. "My daughter is terrified to go into the bathroom alone. The door always has to stay open, according to one parent. Parents shook their heads, and the disbelief was audible when Lupica apologized in court. I don't know how I got here, Lupica said. I am truly sorry. Lupica will be eligible for parole after serving 30 years behind bars, at which point he will be 102 years old. One mother said, I hope you suffer a slow, torturous death. What an old man daycare freak. Yeah. Good for her. You're right. These I don't blame these parents in the least. Not in the least. That's why I call justice served. I mean, they're saying he's up for parole if he reaches the age of 102. I don't. My personal opinion. I don't think he's gonna make it. My personal opinion is I don't think he's gonna make it. But then again, I can make that prediction all I want to. I don't have a heaven nor hell to put him in. All I know is those kids now they get justice. Next up. The Donna Adelson case. Just okay, great. Just when you thought that case couldn't get weirder, I have updates. That's the reason why I put this all on one document. The last update was that she was arraigned in Leon County Court. And by she, I mean Donna Adelson. Donna Adelson has been arraigned in the Leon County Court on charges related to the death of her former son-in-law. Adelson was transferred from Miami to Tallahassee in the early morning hours. Now, keep in mind, this is the week before last. Adelson was indicted by a grand jury on charges of first-degree murder, conspiracy, and solicitation in the death of Florida State University law professor Dan Markle. She had been taken into custody at Miami International Airport while attempting to board a one-way flight to Vietnam. At the arraignment, she was held without bond on the murder charge and barred from having any contact with her co-conspirators or any members of the victim's family. Earlier this month, Adelson's periodontist son, Charlie Adelson, was convicted on all those very same charges in Markle's killing. Markle was gunned down in July 2014 in his garage by two hitmen. It turned out to be a murder for hire plot, which 3 other individuals have already been convicted: Catherine Magbanua, Sigfredo Garcia, and Luis Rivera. Magbanua, who was dating Charlie at the time, solicited Garcia, the father of her children, and Rivera to kill Markle. It is believed that the Adelsons arranged to have Markle gunned down so that his ex-wife Wendy Adelson would be free to move from Tallahassee to the Miami area with the couple's 2 preschool-age sons. Wendy has thus far not been charged with any crimes related to the death of Markle. Neither has Donna's husband, Harvey Adelson, who ran a successful dental practice in South Florida for decades. Charlie will be sentenced December 12th. Tallahassee is a little more than 7 hours away from Miami by car, and Charlie's trial detailed how Donna badly wanted her daughter and grandsons to live closer to her. Ironically, Donna Adelson took that drive that morning at that time, this time as an inmate. Maybe because it's like, glad they got him. Oh, I believe this thing is nowhere near over. The dominoes are just starting to fall. First Charlie, now Donna, somewhere. Oh, wait. Let me back up. Let me back up. Let me back up. Oh, she tried to go on a vacation, baby kisses, a permanent one. That's the reason she had a one-way flight out to Vietnam. Unfortunately, that got derailed pretty quick. The dominoes are falling. Magbanua has gone down. Sigfredo has gone down. Garcia has gone down. Charlie has gone down. Donna's next. If prosecutors were to decide to charge Wendy or Harvey or both of them, they'll be the next to fall. So guess what? I'll be looking for updates from Donna's trial all the way to figuring out if Wendy, Charlie, or Wendy, Harvey, or both will be charged. And Baby Kisses says she will be on vacation in prison, no responsibilities. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, good luck, Donna. As always, you're gonna need it. You are definitely going to need it. All right, now we have an update in the D. Warner case. This is according to Scripps News Detroit. There's an arrest made in connection with the unsolved 2021 murder of D. Warner. This was confirmed last Tuesday. D. Warner was missing for 2.5 years. The mother of 5 was last seen on April 25th, 2021 at her home about an hour southwest of Detroit near Tecumseh, Michigan, if I'm hoping pronouncing that right. Michigan State Police said the suspect's name is being withheld until an arraignment. However, sources close to the investigation told Scripps News Detroit that he is being charged with open murder, which is a combination of first and second degree murder that the jury may determine the appropriate degree based on the evidence presented at trial. Police had previously named Dee's husband, Dale Warner, as a suspect in her disappearance. While state police are not naming the person they arrested Tuesday, attorneys previously represented Dale Warner confirmed he was taken into custody and say they're surprised by the arrest. The family of Dee Warner, including her brother Greg Hardy, believes her husband is responsible for Dee's disappearance and death. Quoting, "He told us a story that just didn't square with me. And I met him in his own driveway and said, 'Dale, I know what you've done and I'm going to come after you.' And that's the last time I spoke to him." Lenawee County Sheriff Troy Bevier said that Dale Warner is being held at the county jail. However, they are not commenting on the charges or allegations against him. Dale Warner was expected to be arraigned on last Wednesday, when more information is expected to be released. So I have yet to get that update yet. Hardy and other family members have said they plan on being in attendance. I don't think it's all sunk in yet, Discovery, Flood said. Well, all I can say is all I can say is that if Dale Warner happens to be the one that they have in custody and they have him charged, then he's gonna get his. So we'll just let this ride out and we'll see what happens. All right. Hold up. Back to the docket. Oh yeah. I totally agree with you. I absolutely agrees with you. If he's the guy. All right. Next up, in another case, we have authorities arresting a man for the murder of a married couple whose disappearance they have that has the here I am being tongue tied again. Authorities have arrested a man for the murder of a married couple whose disappearance they had described as suspicious on last week. 3 days after, let me give you a good look at the at this couple here. This is Karen and DeVito Cope. 3 days after asking for the public's help in finding Karen Cope and her husband DeVito, the Thurston County Sheriff's Office in Washington State said its detectives have arrested Timothy Burke of Olympia on first-degree murder and kidnapping charges in connection to the case. The office noted that the man in his 40s was known to the couple, but didn't specify exactly how, though Cope's sister Pauline Dutton told multiple outlets the suspect was one of several tenants in the couple's nearby rental unit. Cope and DeVito were presumed missing on November 13 when deputies were asked to perform a welfare check on the couple's residence after Cope, a chiropractor, didn't show up for work. They arrived to find the couple their car gone, and the circumstances surrounding their disappearance were suspicious. The car was later recovered away from home. November 17th, detectives said a suspect had attacked a couple at home, and according to the evidence they've collected, it appears they didn't survive it. Working with our local, state, and federal partners, we have gathered evidence to identify a suspect in their disappearance, Sheriff Derek Sanders said in a release. Throughout the investigation, we have been in contact with the family of the missing couple, and sadly, we do not believe the couple survived the attack at their residence. Dutton told NBC News that Burke worked for DeVito in lieu of paying rent to live in the couple's rental property. She told the outlet she wasn't aware of any issues the couple were having at the time of their disappearance, but that there was always some drama with the tenants. People who knew Kep and DeVito, who legally dropped his last name, according to NBC News, gathered for a vigil last Sunday outside of Cope's house. Cope's office. Many of Cope's patients spoke highly of her as their chiropractor and friend. One told King 5 in Seattle, "I'm very, very upset over this man who thought he could take such wonderful people from us." Family members remember the couple's love and selflessness. His wife is rich. He was losing his, but all over money for D. Usually that's what it usually comes right down to: money. Money. I will keep updated as far as finding out if this person has been arrested and all that entails with that. Now we're gonna go to Colorado. Actually, we're actually going to New Mexico by way of Colorado. We have a suspect in a murder. The suspect's from Colorado, but he was arrested in New Mexico. Stay with me here. A man from southern Colorado who allegedly shot and killed 3 people and injured another over a property dispute last Monday afternoon has been arrested in New Mexico following a day-long manhunt, according to the Custer County Sheriff's Office. Hanmay Clark, age 45, was taken into custody by New Mexico police shortly before 3 o'clock p.m. last Tuesday. The news came after the Custer County Sheriff's Office posted an update on Facebook. During a press conference following his arrest, Custer County Sheriff Rich Smith said Clark was found in a white Ram truck that authorities were looking for near Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's unclear at this time if Clark was heading to a specific location, he said, but the man was found with another woman inside the vehicle. The suspect will stay in New Mexico overnight and most likely be extradited back to Colorado on last Wednesday. Authorities will question the woman to see if she was at all involved in a deadly shooting a day earlier. I hope this brings relief to the neighborhood and the community, and more importantly, closure to the families of the victims and their friends, said Smith as he announced Clark's arrest. The Custer County coroner identified those killed in the shooting as 63-year-old Rob Gears, his 73-year-old wife Beth Wade, and 58-year-old James Dalton. Patty Dalton, James's wife, and another one of the victims was airlifted and is being treated in Colorado Springs for her injuries. That's according to a spokesperson for the sheriff's office. She was last listed in critical condition, but the sheriff's spokesperson says she is expected to survive. All the victims share a property line with the suspect, according to authorities. Smith said earlier the deadly shooting began as a neighbor property dispute over an easement at 173 Rocky Ridge Road northeast of Westcliff in an unincorporated Custer County. The sheriff's office received the call just before 1 o'clock in the afternoon on last Monday. It is unclear how many people in total were involved in the dispute, but a surveyor on the property line was with them. He was able to run safely from the scene. Smith said it took a total of 22 minutes before deputies could arrive on the scene, which they believe was enough time for the suspect to flee the area before law enforcement could arrive. Following the shooting, the Fremont County Sheriff's SWAT team responded to help the Custer County Sheriff's Office in the shooting investigation. The 4 victims were found near each other, close to the property line in a wooded area. Smith said the shooter was on the victim's property when he shot him. During the press conference, the Custer County Sheriff said his office was aware of the dispute between those involved, but could never have imagined it would elevate to this level of violence. An emergency management notification was sent before 10 a.m. last Tuesday, indicating that the sheriff's office believed Clark had left the area. The suspect had a warrant out for his arrest for 3 counts of first-degree murder. Clark does have an extensive background in mixed martial arts and was a former fighter with Pancrase MMA, a Denver-based mixed martial arts management team. Team management confirmed with sister station KOAA-TV that Clark was one of their fighters, but have not been in contact with him since 2009 or 2010. Last Monday, the Custer County Sheriff's Office said it had sent out an Everbridge alert to people in the area who needed to shelter in place. The alert was in effect from around 1:45 in the afternoon until just after 8 o'clock in the evening. Nope, I'm not. Let's see. She's lucky. I believe she's blessed. Let's put it that way. And no, this is no joke. If I don't, if I'm bringing this to you, I am definitely not kidding on stories like this. I'll bring forth updates on this case and update you further. And you're right, this guy is dangerous. This guy is dangerous, which is why they had to subdue him now and bring him into custody. 4 of 8 students to be tried, and high school students being. I've got 2 articles on this because we know 4 of the 8 is going to be tried as adults, but there was a 9th one that was arrested. I'll get to that in a moment. 4 of the 8 teens arrested for the beating death of a 17-year-old high school student are expected to be tried as adults, according to prosecutors. Jonathan Lewis Jr. was punched, kicked, and stomped on when an after-school fight broke out in an alleyway near a Las Vegas high school campus over a pair of stolen wireless headphones and a marijuana vape pen, according to the Las Vegas Metro Police Department. Lieutenant Jason Johansson, as you see in this photo, said the initial 911 calls on November 1st came in after someone found Jonathan bleeding and unconscious, then brought him over to Rancho High School, where officials and staff members immediately rendered aid until first responders arrived on the scene. He was transported to University Medical Center for treatment, where police say doctors quickly determined his injuries were not survivable. Police were notified a week later, on November 7th, that the teen was taken off life support and his organs would be donated. A spokesperson from the Clark County Coroner's Office confirmed Lewis died as a result of multiple blunt force injuries, and the teen's death was ruled a homicide. At their first court appearance, sources say 8 teens between the ages of 13 and 17 appeared before a judge at the Clark County Courthouse, where prosecutors notified the judge that they plan to charge 4 of the 8 as adults for Lewis Jr.'s murder. The other 4 teens are under the age of 16. A juvenile court in December will determine whether those 4 will be tried as adults as well. Last Wednesday, Las Vegas police released new images of 2 more teenagers who are wanted in connection with the homicide investigation. Multiple videos of the altercation were shared widely on social media, which police used to identify the students who have since been arrested for open murder. That's according to Lieutenant Johansson at a press conference. He also said of the videos, many people have seen it. It's very graphic and, in my opinion, devoid of humanity. Rancho High School students were in shock when they spoke with Scripps News Las Vegas following the attack, saying they could not believe what happened to one of their classmates. It's just very unnecessary to take away his life, one student said. And for all of those people to jump in over something so simple, it's kind of sad. Police are asking anyone with information about the 2 suspects who remain at large to call Metro's homicide section or Crime Stoppers. They'll go on to tell you that homicide detectives can be reached by calling 702-828-3521 or emailing homicide@lvmpd.com. Anonymous tips can be made through Crime Stoppers at 702-385-5555 or online at crimestoppersofnv.com. Now, they posted that up prior to this article, letting us know that a 9th suspect has been arrested. State prosecutors for the teens agreed to return the suspects to juvenile custody, though their case will proceed in the adult system. 4 of the teens are facing murder charges in the death of Jonathan Lewis Jr. and are being held without bail. Clark County Clark County District Attorney's Office also revealed that another suspect has been arrested in connection to the fatal beating, leaving only one suspect still outstanding. And this is People Magazine um, confirming what I'm already telling you, and still asking if you have any information about the case. You're urged to contact the Las Vegas Metro Police Department Homicide Section at 702-828-3521 or by email at homicide.lvmpd.com. Yeah, 20. Yeah, for crying out loud, right? For crying out loud. All over a $20 vape. If the 10th suspect is apprehended, I will be sure to update this here. But for now, you got 9 suspects. We know for sure that 4 of them are going to be tried as adults. The other 5, we'll have to wait and see. 2 more articles, and then I can go ahead and again begin the ending process. First, we know that Oscar Pistorius will add another chance at parole on Friday, and we'll jump ahead to the finished piece that he's set to be released from prison in January, nearly 11 years after his murder conviction. This is from People Magazine. Oscar Pistorius, who has been in jail since his 2013 conviction for the killing of his girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp, is set to be released from prison in January. The 37-year-old former Paralympic champion was sentenced to 13 years and 5 months in prison by a South African court in 2016. According to the Department of Correctional Services in South Africa, the parole board has set his release for January 5th, 2024. In a statement shared on X, formerly known as Twitter, on last Friday, the Department of Correctional Services said Pistorius will be monitored by the authorities until his sentence expires. Parole placement forms are part of the total rehabilitation program in correcting offending behavior and may include continuation of programs aimed at reintegration while in the system of community corrections. According to the BBC, Pistorius will also have to attend therapy sessions, according to Steenkamp's family spokesperson. According to the BBC, Steenkamp's mother, June, said in a letter sent to the parole board ahead of that Friday hearing, she didn't oppose Pistorius' early release, but she questioned whether he had truly dealt with his huge anger issues while in jail. She also added that she would potentially be concerned for the safety of any woman who comes into contact with him. June didn't attend Friday's hearing at Atteridgeville Correctional Facility, according to the BBC, and said, "I simply cannot muster the energy to face him again at this stage." Pistorius fatally shot his girlfriend Reva multiple times through a closed bathroom door on Valentine's Day 2013. The W amputee, who earned the nickname the Blade Runner, shot Reva at his Pretoria, South Africa home, according to authorities. During his trial in South Africa, Pistorius admitted to shooting the 29-year-old model and law school graduate, but claimed he mistook her for a burglar. He pled not guilty, however. Prosecutors argued he intentionally killed Reva in a fit of rage. Let's go back. Yeah, 9 kids nine of them beat down 1. Oscar Pistorius, yes, he's getting out on early release, January 2024. A killer instead of a druggie or something else. Yeah, that's it. All right. We'll just have to wait and see what becomes of this, what becomes of that. And yes, Reva did look like a movie star. She was a model. Unfortunately, her life was taken way too soon. Accident or whatever. The Blade Runner was ultimately convicted. All right. Last article. Now, this is something we personally have to be careful of. I mean, I know we're all about our love for true crime, our devotion to true crime, seeking justice for victims, but we don't want to end up as a defendant ourselves. A woman obsessed with true crime who killed a stranger out of curiosity was sentenced to life in prison. File under justice served, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jung Yu Jung, a young true crime obsessed woman who killed and dismembered a female tutor out of curiosity will spend the rest of her life behind bars, a judge has ruled. 23-year-old Jun Yu Jung was sentenced to life in prison on Friday in South Korea, according to the BBC, Korea Jungong Daily, and the Korea Times. Yu Jung was arrested in June in connection with the premeditated murder of a female tutor she met online. That's according to the Chosun Ilbo report. Police says she created an elaborate plan to meet the woman and kill her to see what it's like. June was found to have premeditated the crime driven by a desire to kill someone after she became obsessed with murder from TV programs and books, according to a police spokesman. According to the Chosun Ilbo, investigators said that Yu Jung posed as a mother on a tutoring app who was searching for someone to teach her daughter English. She found the victim after contacting 54 people, who were mostly women, on the app. She arrived at the woman's home posing as a young student dressed in a school uniform, according to the outlet. Jung is short, and with the uniform on, the victim probably mistook her for a middle school student. After entering the victim's residence, Yu Jung stabbed her multiple times, then went to a supermarket where she purchased bins and bleach before returning to the residence where she dismembered her. According to the BBC, Yu Jung then took a taxi to dispose some of the body parts in the woods, and the driver alerted police of her suspicious behavior afterwards. Partial body parts were discovered in the woods, while additional body parts were found at Yu Jung's home. Police also said her browsing history showed that she searched how to kill and ways to get rid of a body in the months leading up to the murder. She was arrested and convicted of murder, desecration and abandonment of a corpse. And in addition to her sentence, she must also wear a tracking device for 30 years. On last Friday, the judge at the Busan District Court said that Yu Jung committed the murder despite not knowing her beforehand for her own perverse reasons. They also said the crime incited a general distrust in the South Korean community. According to the BBC, the victim, who has never been publicly identified, was only 26 years of age. And yeah, she's nuts, all right. Right? True crime obsessed. I mean, there's devotion to true crime, and then there's full on obsession, and Yu Jung crossed that line. My sentiment exactly, kid. My sentiment exactly. Okay, so that takes care of my docket for this week. Now, I want to get this from you guys. I went over my archives, and I saw one of the most popular videos that I've done was a quote unquote "Where Are They Now" video, and the subject on it was Casey Anthony. So I've also dug in and did some digging. I've also saw that I went back over the John Benet Ramsey case. So the first thing I want to ask of you is this: should I go back through some old cases, and if so, who? I left that question wide open in the community tab, and I'll ask for it again a little bit later. But I want to know whose case would you like me to go back over? Something that was high publicity, that was strange in your eyes, but whatever drew your attention. Yeah, I went through Casey I went through Casey like a blanket. You want me to run through her again? Hmm. I have a few cases in mind, but I don't want to make this just about me. I want to hear from all of you. If you have any ideas, drop when I make the post, drop them in my community tab. Leave me a comment. You can leave me a comment on this live stream as well. Well, once oh, that's a good one, Eileen Warnos. Okay, that's a good one. So, like I said, if you can leave me a comment once this thing starts going to replay. I would love to get your opinions and decide that way. You don't care what I cover. Baby kisses. That's why part of my slogan is your voice is heard. I want to hear from you. If you followed a case that from a good while back, and if it grabbed your attention and you think I should cover it, I should go back over it, let me know. Also, I've thought about this and thought about this and thought about this. First off, I want to thank everybody who has watched a video, commented on a video, subscribed to Bethea'S Byte Reloaded. I appreciate all of you. But I've been thinking, though, I want to expand your voice a little bit further. And I want to open the floor to whatever is on your mind. So the second thing I want your help in deciding is, should I start a second channel? Have it wide open where you can do your own version of, if there's one thing I can't stand, it's fill in a blank at the end. Or just talk about whatever's on your mind. If you think so, again, drop me a comment, let me know, give me your ideas as to how it should be presented. Believe it or not, I already have a name in mind if I decide to do it. But I want to hear from you first before I get froggy and jump. Okay, guys, I am grateful to all of you. I am. I don't know. Try it and see if you enjoy it or not. Let's see. Oh, I said I had a name for it in mind. If I decide to do it, you really want to know? You really want to know? Okay, I'm taking a shot at this. I might change it slightly, but I was thinking, as a play on the current title and channel right now, it would be Bethea'S Byte Unloaded. All right, kid. And you have a good night, and I will see you around. So yeah, the possibility of a Bethea'S Byte Unloaded. It's wide. It'll be wide. It'll be a wide open thing. You can rant. We can shoot the breeze. We can talk about whatever's on your mind. Well, like I said, you let me know what you want, what you would think about that. I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye to you guys. Again, I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you all recovered from the turkey hangover, the tryptophan hangover, and all that great stuff. Guys, I want you to take care of yourself, love others, be good to your mental health, and hopefully it'll be good to you. I love you guys. Take it, pass it around, and I'll look forward to doing this again with you. I'll be looking all over YouTube in the community tab, all in the comments. Let me know what you think, and I'll try to work things out for you. This is the drama-free true crime destination. This is Bethea'S Byte Reloaded. I'm Ernest Bethea, the last outlaw, and cute. Good night, Ernest. I'm still eating leftovers. You take care of you and yours too. I plan on doing just that, baby kisses. Thank you. I love you all. Let's do this again next time. Until then, you all know what to do from here. Bite this. Hey guys, this is the last outlaw saying thank you to all of you who watched this video and subscribe to Bethea'S Byte Reloaded, your drama-free true crime destination. I couldn't dream of doing this without you, so thank you. Did you enjoy this presentation? Are you looking to get more information on everything presented here? Are you looking to give more feedback on this presentation? Here's what you can do. Like this video. The more eyes on this video, the more this information is spread to others, which brings us a step closer to justice served. Share this video to your social media. Just like dropping a like, the more eyes on this video, the closer we get to justice served. Drop me a comment, whether it's on the topic or the presentation. I am open to all comments, whether it's a theory, a speculation, or a suggestion. I will respond to all. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button to show your support of this little true crime engine, powered by you. Set the notification bell to all for future videos. Be sure to follow Bethea'S Byte Reloaded all over social media. At Bethea'S Byte Reloaded True Crime on Facebook. At EKB316 on X, formerly known as Twitter. At Bethea'S Byte Reloaded on YouTube. At EKB316 on Instagram. At King of Hearts 316 2021 on TikTok. You can drop me an email as well. The address is kingofhearts316_09@outlook.com. This is your home for news without the drama, where your opinions matter, for lively debates, where your voice is heard, and above all else, Justice served. This is Bethea'S Byte, and it's reloaded.